honestly, I've been feeling this really well on offlane, where like people don't really people are so. This is also why I like playing offlane, is that everyone's used to having the most worthless bastard offlaner ever. That you can literally sit there and jungle 12 minutes and no one says a single word to you. I hit one camp on mid. No, I hit one camp on mid and
my mid AFK.
No, yeah, 3 milliseconds into the camp, I slight the camp once, and the support gets in the mic and starts just giving me AIDS, dude. He's like, really AFK mid, just jungle all game. It's like the first camp I've hit. Meanwhile, Beast, it's like I'm farming up a 13 stack in the triangle. Yeah. Like, and nobody says anything. Funny. In fact, the supports are like, let me get in.
Welcome to the Beastmaster podcast. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the Dota Club Podcast, where the vibes are really good.
Yes.
Unlike my YouTube comment section.
I have a serious bone to pick with the YouTube comment section,
the vibes
to be honest.
have not been as good recently.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of really good comments. But
thanks for commenting.
Yeah, thanks for commenting. Anything you want to say to everybody, Pine, before we really jump in here?
Like, to everyone before I jump into tearing these comments apart, or what?
No, just in general. I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do this. Give you the floor in the beginning, because usually it's me like doing the announcements.
Yeah, that's true. Stuff. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Whoever's tuning in. I've been looking forward to this episode a lot, just because we had the AB1 episode last week, or not even last week. I mean, it's less than a week ago. That was this Sunday.
Yeah.
But there's something I think a big part of what we enjoy about this podcast / also what makes it so authentic and enjoyable, I assume, for other people, is just that like we're authentically learning the game on the podcast, and also just like documenting our improvement, right? Like, this is our current understanding, our current state. And when we have a guest here, it's a lot more about like, the AB1's like a great player, so we want to ask him questions and like interview him. But I think something that I really enjoy about the podcast is a lot of times I go into the podcast with a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, like, holy shit, I watched this mag replay or something, and then I talk about it and learn like during the podcast, and I feel super fulfilled after
Yeah, but
you
don't want to talk about those things like with AB1, because we want to kind of tailor it to him. Right?
Exactly.
And,
like I want to be respectful.
Expertise.
Exactly.
And he's like a support player, right? So we're not going to talk about like
and I want to just be respectful of his time. And it's like I could discuss that at any time by myself or with you, right? So it's like it feels like it's not respectful to his time if I'm like parallel learning with you while he's just like chilling here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, parallel learning is a big part of what I enjoy about the podcast.
I think you're right in general. I still really enjoy having guests. It's a different vibe. I like it. I think it's good for like this community.
Yeah.
So I think like we discussed this, but like every other week I think is a good cadence for a guest. Like
exactly,
we have a guest, we do a normal episode guest, maybe even every two.
The guest episode, honestly. Like the guest episode is a guest episode, and it's not the episode where you and me are like parallel learning.
Yeah.
I mean, a completely different vibe.
I still think we can do part of that, like with people. It just depends on the person and stuff. Yeah. But it depends how much rapport we have with them beforehand.
I know. Yeah, I didn't get my fill because I watched a Magnus replay. Damn, I feel like I want to reiterate what I learned in that. It's fine, actually. Let's go tear up the YouTube comments. They're pissing me off.
Yeah, I made a video. This one's really interesting because I made a video and it was the first time I like highlighted some of my coaching students in the video, and I feel bad because some of the comments are like, really? Like Divine Drow doesn't know how to like read the minimap? They're like kind of tearing my coaching students apart. So I hope they don't see those and feel bad. I don't think they will, because I think that my coaching students are based enough to understand that like YouTube comments are really deranged.
Who actually don't.
It's a lot of cope.
It's all cope.
But yeah, I mean, that comment was particularly egregious. It's funny because like the example I had for that, it was a Divine Drow getting ganked by a puck. It was not an easy like read to make. It was like 610. The puck just got the power rune and he didn't show on his midway for like 3 seconds, and the dude's already top. Like, it was a pretty good gank by the puck. Yeah. And Drow's wave was
if there was an award, the puck, or like if there was an award, it'd be really hard to read that, or like you would have to be really disciplined. And yeah, no, dude, I hate the comments. I actually hate it. So if you commented that, I'm calling you out right here. I'm calling you out, you piece.
I think it just comes from the fact, because there's another one that also exhibits this theme. It comes from the fact that like it's like they're looking at the answer key, because I'm telling everybody the answer key. And so it sounds really simple and like really obvious. And there was
also asking a leading question, if you think about it, like, where's puck right now?
Yeah,
like,
no,
so
exactly.
That makes you look at the minimap. But in the video, you literally say like, this student's problem is they don't look at the minimap. And then you say, hey, look at the minimap. Where's puck? Oh, I think he's coming top. It's like, congrats. But like, your ass wouldn't have done that in a game.
I explain everything like really simply.
Yeah.
And so it sounds obvious to people, but when you're in the game, like it feels very different actually applying what I'm learning. And then somebody in the comment section understands that. And I feel like he's like on my side in the comment section because he's like,
Really? I didn't see
guys,
this.
like it sounds really simple and Crabby explains it, but really he's condensing down like really complex concepts. And he's like, thank you for the content. And that's what's actually happening.
Yeah. And the other thing I have to say about that is like, it's also just, and you bring it, dude. This also goes to not just like rip into the comments, but you and me have discussed this before. So maybe like the YouTube viewers need to hear this. But we've basically accepted that you can always tailor everything that you hear into your own like worldview and like rationalize it. So like what these comments do is they just hear the parts of the video that they want to hear. Like they watch this lifestealer get ganked or like run at this Phoenix and then die to 5 heroes. And they're like, I'm a support player, but even I could have read that gank. And then literally 2 seconds later in the video, you're like, it may look obvious when you're like watching it here, but like my student's problem is he doesn't look at the mini map. And also it's like, I'm pretty sure you also say in the video that like in the Dota game, it's much more stressful and difficult to like make these reads compared to when you pause the map. You literally say, if I pause the game and ask my students, they can make the right decisions. So it's not about not being able to make the right decisions. It's about doing it in the game and constantly like looking out and like reading the map, right? So you like clarify this. Comment literally didn't listen. I ain't gonna read all that, little bro. Instead, it's just fucking Lifestealer thinks Phoenix is alone. Lifestealer thinks Phoenix is alone. This guy's so dumb. This guy's so dumb. Like that's what they hear, and it's like, dude, like a big part of it for me, and I think this is what gets in the way of people's improvement, is that when you're watching, a lot of people just overestimate their ability when they are watching someone else play. But dude, it's just not easy to play. Like we learned that at like the 1v1 station in Raleigh as well. Like, dude, it's just not like, and that's like extreme circumstances, but it's just like, it's not as easy to play as it is to just like watch and spectate and criticize.
Well, that honestly is a whole different rabbit hole. Just for some light context in Raleigh, this was really cool. There was a 1v1 station for people to like go 1v1. There were 2 PCs set up. But it's really uncomfortable playing on a different setup for me. Also, when people are watching, honestly, it's a different skill being able to, I call it like be clutch like that, where if you perform well in that environment with like, 20 to 50 people watching you like on a foreign setup, then it is to like be good at the game, in my opinion. Like you could be good at the game, but not have a good like clutch gene.
Yeah. But like, I mean, that just influences, like, a lot of people don't have that clutch gene. And like, I'm just using the 1v1 station as an example because that's like extreme circumstances where like your play is not, you're not playing at your best or it's not being properly represented, right? Whereas like you could play so much better. Even just playing like a ranked game, if you like don't play a lot of ranked and you're like stressing about it, like you're gonna make worse decisions. And so many people can watch the YouTube video and just overestimate their capability when you're making it as easy as possible to make the read. Hey, Punk just got a power rune and they're missing mid. Where are they coming? Fucking top, dude. Like, obviously. But, like, are you doing that in the game? So, yeah, the comments.
I think also what it's about is I talk about lane equilibrium in that video.
People did not get that at all. And, holy shit.
Well, it was just one comment that was pretty bad. Yeah. But first, I want to say that one of my coaching students who's doing really well, this is probably like the most improvement I've seen in one of my students. Something that he did well that I'm going to stress going forward is, and I think part of this was like obviously attributed to me because I like put it this way, but I really simplified the takeaways at the end. And I said, this is what I want you to think about going forward. And it was like only 2 very simple things to actively think about during the game. So, and this is what the lane equilibrium comment got so wrong. It's one thing to know that lane equilibrium is good. Like, yeah, if I tell you lane equilibrium is good, you're going to be like, yeah, dumbass, of course it's good.
Yeah.
But it's another thing for it to be your primary goal in the lane to keep the creeps in front of your tower, right? It's a whole nother thing. What's up, Fatty? And I mean, this comment was coping further because it said, I'm 4K MMR. And we all know, like, to keep the lane equilibrium right in front of the tower. And then it was like some really like Reddit midwit shit because they're like, yeah, we know, we just don't know when to apply the exact tools, like when to use creep aggro, when to like harass, like when to pull. But it's really not that complicated at all.
I also I mean, here's my full package on that like point, which is if you know how to do that, then let's go get some MMR, brother. then why are you typing in here? All right, you got it all figured out. So stop. So my main
his bit was that everyone already knows it at 4K, and this is like basic knowledge.
But I'm 8K, and I'm telling you, nobody knows it. So So like, come to 8K, dog. Like, it's time to start winning, right? Because like, ain't nobody doing this shit in my pubs.
Yeah.
All right.
The difference is prioritizing it, and it's not even that hard. Like, literally. And I know this because I have 4K students, and I ask them, the way that I coach these days is I ask people like what they're thinking. This is really good, like coaching alpha, is like before a lane and during a lane, I ask, what are you thinking about right now? Like, what's important to you? And that honestly has helped me as a player too. Like, it's a really good question to ask yourself. Like, what's on your mind? Yeah. Nobody said creep equilibrium once.
Well, also,
in all my coaching experience, nobody has ever said, I'm thinking about where the creeps are. I want to keep the creeps in front of my tower. Nobody. What
do they usually say? Like 2 minutes in.
So
like the Lotus. I mean, that's like fair enough.
No, honestly, the most frequent answer I get is like last hitting the creeps and like harassing them, which is just like
that should be subconscious.
It's basically nothing. I mean, yeah, but the fact is they're like thinking about nothing, right?
Yeah. Another thing I was gonna say, and this is what people underestimate as well, is you also do a great job of like condensing information down to like the actual like physical mechanic. Like when you said your coaching students' problem isn't like, it's not awareness, it's not something that's like very nebulous like that. It's like they don't look at the mini map, right? Like that's like the physical action that they don't have the muscle memory to do. And it's just that, it's muscle memory. So I think what the other thing that people underestimate is they underestimate how long it takes to actually add a skill into like your subconscious repertoire, right? Because maybe you're saying the skill is not looking at the minimap enough, and you need to go or like it's not reading the map, and you need to go practice reading the map. And some people think that just because they can identify it in the situation, that they will do that subconsciously the entire game. Where it's like, okay, maybe you can do it when you consciously look at the minimap, but for you to actually add that into like your subconscious, you would have to practice, 10, 15 games of just working on that skill and then making it like an important part of your skill set.
Yeah, I honestly think looking at the minimap and reading it will kind of like always be an active skill. At least for me, I still do that actively right now, where like every 10 or 20 seconds in the game, I look at the minimap and I literally ask myself, yeah, tell Alice we're recording right now. It's not a good time.
Yeah, it's not a great time to chat.
I think reading the minimap is a more active skill. Like, okay, CSing. Yes. CSing will always be an active skill. That's never going to be like all subconscious, because as you get better and better, the players will get better and better at CSing. They'll get better and better at manipulating the creeps. There are some mind games. So that will never be fully subconscious. I actually think that reading the map and knowing where the enemies are is also kind of like that.
Because, that's what you should be actively thinking about in the game.
Because as you get better and better, the enemies' rotations will be faster. It'll be harder to read on the minimap where they are. This is just the PSA. Don't show on the map if you don't need to, ever, like in Dota. And that's most applicable to supports. Supports always just like, they're cool. I mean, that also relates to that relates like 30 to minutes in, and they'll go like show on it. Yeah, Pine and I have been playing a lot of Beastmaster. It's been fun. We've been learning Beastmaster together.
We've both been learning Beastmaster.
It's been so fun. I forgot how we even got on the Beastmaster train. It was because we wanted to play Beast Coddle. Yeah, we saw a lot of Beastmaster at Raleigh.
So we played some Beast Coddle
in Turbo.
In Turbo, which was interesting for sure.
Turbo is good to learn the mechanics of heroes.
It's good to learn the spellcasting. It's really not that Beast spellcasting is not the most like one of the more difficult ones. It's pretty easy.
Really? I don't think it's actually that intuitive. And it's not like hard to hit them.
I don't think it's easy.
But like you have to practice.
You have to press a lot of buttons.
The boar. And honestly, getting comfortable on the axis took me like a game, right?
Yeah, it's like a skill shot. Microing the boar is not really something that gets a lot of practice in Turbo. I mean, you outscale the boar quite quickly compared to like laning in like an actual Dota game.
Yeah, that's
but you
true.
Get into the next one.
You're still practicing it.
But anyways, and then we had a nice situation where I was filling in some ranked, and I got offlane. Offlane is just like the least popular position I've ever seen in my life. So I actually got to play 3 beast games. I did something that I don't normally do, which is I kind of raw dog the beast. I didn't. But like the thing is, my raw dog is the next man's like most studied beast player because.
Well, yeah, I don't think it was a raw dog because you and I had spent the last few days. Like I'm pretty sure we watched the full replay. Like when I was learning it originally.
We watched
the
full
we watched
replay,
the Miero
and
replay together of Beast.
We watched all of Raleigh. So I had a lot of ideas going into it about how to play Beastmaster. And then we won all 3 ranked games. Like we just like, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually like LeBron performance on the Beast. Like I just went nuclear. But that also was really interesting because this is something I experienced a lot, which is when you're new on a hero, you really stick to like the base principles and identity because that's all you know, right? You don't have the nuance of trying to do too much on the hero because I'm just trying to like perform well on Beast. So all I'm thinking is like, it's time to farm with the stacks and like throw the axes. And then I get the roar, I'm like, roar a guy. And then like as soon as the roar's on cooldown and my team tries to bait me to a fight, maybe if I was like, you know, a couple months into playing Beast, I would be like, oh, I can throw some axes, but I'm like, I got no roar, I'm shit into the jungle, and I just go jungle.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Which is the right play most of the time.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I feel that too. When you play a new hero, or when
really
I play a new
stick to the
hero, I'm
base
so
principles.
fresh, and that's what it is you stick to the base principles, and that helps you play well on it.
Yeah.
And then as you play it more and more, you like try to do too much, as you said. That's such a huge issue in Dota for so many players, is like trying to do more than they can actually do. They like try to compensate for like a bad team or something.
Yeah, like I said, you literally like you stick to the identity because that's all you know about the hero. Like that's the whole reason I'm playing it, is like I have this like light idea about like what Beast is supposed to do. It's like, oh, the Ags blink timing, and honestly, dude, I feel like people still I didn't understand Beast. This just also goes to show like how difficult it is to understand heroes unless you play it and how deep each one is. Because I really thought I understood Beast, but what I didn't realize about Beast, and this sounds obvious now, is that what makes him so strong is this guy just farms like literally half the map.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest farmers. He makes the use of space so well.
Yeah, because also like I've played like Tinker and stuff, and it feels like Tinker farms fast. Like I think Beast just farms faster. Like he genuinely, because I mean with Tinker you're like spending a lot of time in the fountain, like getting your mana back and stuff like that. Like Beast is just you're killing something. I mean,
to be honest, Beast is on par with like the fastest flash farmer carries like Luna and like Deuce.
No, he's like one of the fastest farmers in the whole game. It's disgusting.
Yeah, right now. And
yeah,
I mean, I would advise everyone watching to pick up Beast right now. I don't want to like popularize it because it's so fun,
I know,
but it's also really powerful. But it's interesting because it has a low win rate like everywhere I look, and I think it's because it's kind of hard. Like you have to understand your timing. I say that, but it's when I play it, it's literally just like I try to kill somebody with roar, and then when roar's on cooldown, like I go farm basically. But I also think gauging your strength in the lane is hard, and it's really easy to feed in lane. What makes him really powerful, I guess, just so people don't know, and honestly I think Valve might rework the Ags because it's
the drums of Salam.
I hope they don't. The drums are really hype. But what the drums allows you to do is basically like solo kill any hero on the map if you get on top of them when your ult is up. It's that much damage, right?
I mean,
if you
also
hit a decent timing on the Ags, you can kill anything.
If you remember, I don't know. Actually, I think this is something that you wouldn't really give a shit about when it was happening. But there was a time where Amar popularized. I mean, it's just not your hero. Mars's Ags, right? And that was the old bulwark where the soldiers would like stab shit.
Oh yeah.
And what made it so strong was it was a free spell that costed no mana that farmed, right? And that's also what Drums of Slum is. It literally, you're beating the drum permanently. So I'm walking by camps and they're just like casually dying. And you can like pull camps together because the Drums of Slum will aggro one and you can like axe the other. Like it's just so efficient.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a huge strength of the Ags, is that especially because like once you get the Ags, it feels really good with the Ags when you're just walking around and like casually roaring people while you're farming. Because he just takes so much space. Like if no one comes and interrupts you, you're just gonna farm like half the map yourself solo.
Which is fine if you're doing that, and
which is completely chill. Which is
overtaking the other heroes in net worth.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually, once in a while, some random support comes in and tries to like put a ward on the camps you're farming, and you're the bouncer. You just roar that guy and say, "Get the hell out of here, man! I'm farming this." And you just like one shot him, and then you just go back to farming.
I think Beast really exemplarizes. Is that even a word? I don't know.
Nope.
But he what's the word I'm looking
exemplifies.
For? Yeah, he exemplifies the offlaner's role as a bouncer. Really, well,
it also depends because
he farms really fast as well. So the ideal game on Beast is you take the enemy tower and then you farm their entire jungle, which that alone is impact because it means the enemies aren't farming it. And then if people go into that space, you bounce them away. You literally just kill them with roar. It's really, really impactful, honestly.
It's very similar to Magnus, but dude, it's so much easier to play than Magnus when it comes to being the bouncer, because the way that Magnus does it is like, And what we mean by being the bouncer, by the way, is like heroes like Magnus and Beast absorb so much space. If you think about it, like Beast and Magnus can farm so much. And so they just kind of like to sit in an area and farm. They're not like, I don't know, like some Blink Stunner, like Sand King on his timing where like he's just like running around or like Tiny or some shit. Like they just like, yeah, exactly. Legion. Yeah, that's a great one. Because it just doesn't farm. But like they just love to farm. So they just want to absorb like your entire jungle and play at the borders of like what your team's space is. And then if anyone comes too close, like some support tries to ward my space, then what Magnus does is he blink skewers the guy into his teammates. But the problem is with that is like, first off, blink skewer is like not easy. It's just not an easy like combination to hit. And also you need like some teammates. Like you could like solo RP some supports early, but the main thing, like the strength of Magnus is that like, oh, he's the bouncer, but like when you go into the space and he bounces you, he like brings you right to his boys. But like Beast, it's like so fucking Chad because instead Beast just pulls up and yells at you and like two shots you and says, "Get the fuck out."
Roar is so fun to use in the game too.
It's so visceral.
I love the sound. It's so good.
Like when you hit that, dude, everyone just, I don't know. It really just feels so bad when you're getting roared too. I was actually watching a Qojva game, and this is funny because this has been after the Beast arc. So now I'm like relating to the Beast players. And I just remember Qojva was on Storm and there was like a Beast. He like ran up to Roar and he like zipped in place like 3 times to like cancel the Roar animation. And then finally he just roared his ass and he died from full HP anyways. And Qojva was just like, this spell is so bullshit. You're just stunned for 5 seconds. Yeah. Like it really is. It's so dumb.
It's really good. This is another thing that I'm thinking about from learning Beast is like, I know Beast's counters really well now. And so now I will play against Beast a lot better when I play against it. And honestly, that understanding only comes from like diving into it deeply and playing it a lot. Lotus Orb, Crimson Guard.
Lotus Orb,
so
Crimson,
you guys know.
Lincolns.
I don't know if I want to freaking leak this, man. It's gonna come out.
I don't think Crimson is as good as you think though, because the thing is, I mean, I've been checking a lot of the. It's good early, but I check a lot of the death recaps after I kill someone with Beast, and it's like all magical damage. It's all the drums.
It's a lot.
It's
the Crimson mitigates like the boar damage and the hawk damage, but maybe that's not
the hawk damage is magical.
Significant.
It's just
is it really? Okay, and axes are magic too.
Yeah. It's he does mostly magic. I think the main
Crimson doesn't feel good still.
I think Lotus. Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel great because a lot of you right click people a lot. I
Lotus
mean, he honestly
Lincolns.
It's not even your animals; it's that Beast like clicks the fuck out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
He pops the Beast mode and starts hitting you.
And then Tide Hunter also is a really good counter to Beast.
Tide's really good.
You never want to roar him, and he like kills you and all your animals and stuff.
Yeah, stuff that can't get roared is really annoying. That was another thing that I realized. I feel like this is a problem that probably a lot of people have on Beast is that I think it's important that every time you roar somebody, they die. And it's better to roar someone that's a really easy kill than like kind of a difficult kill. Because we played against this TB, and looking back, basically me and TB were even in the net worth, and everyone else was like leagues below us. So it was basically just me versus this TB in this game, in terms of like having the most net worth being the carry. And I don't think I roared the TB a single time until like a 50-minute fight. But just by like roaring his boys, I was taking his space, right? Like what happened was like I first roared the clock top when I hit level 6, and then I took his tower, and then like I roared like some more supports in the jungle, and then I like blink roared his puck, and we took the mid tower and took Roche, et cetera, et cetera. So
I like that idea because it's like a subset of the idea of doing too much. Like you roaring TB and trying to kill him, it'd be the best outcome for the game, but you can't do it. Right. You're
exactly.
Not trying to do
too
much.
And so what did I do instead? I just like bounced all his teammates and took all his space, and that was enough to shut down the TB. And then finally, I was just gonna say, and finally, first fight that I roar the guy, it's the refresher double roar like Giga Blast, and it's like that's the first time I can actually kill this guy.
Yeah.
And it was like
you
got, like,
know who it feels good to roar in a lot of games is the melee initiator, like strength initiator on the enemy team, like some axe, some Legion commander, right? What I did, I had a Beast game yesterday. And there's an enemy axe, and the whole game I learned this from playing Ursa against axe. You like can't enter the fight unless the axe blink calls somebody. I just wait, I don't enter the fight. So I was doing that with this axe on Beast, and I just made it my game plan to like just roar him every time he blink calls. And so I literally just wait for him every single fight, and I like had this guy's number, and it was
you bounce him, dude. You literally bounce him.
Yeah.
Like he tried to call your carry, and you're like, nope, shut that down. Hell no.
Exactly. Stunning axe and call is honestly really impactful. A lot of people don't think about that, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, because he still spins, but stunning him and call feels pretty good.
It's because I mean he doesn't get to kite out as well, which is nice.
Yeah, it's true. Killing him. I call it like I was explaining this to one of my students recently. The like
giving him cancer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We need a new name for that because I think it's kind of insensitive.
That's a little insensitive.
But the bit is like some heroes like Tiny, Axe, they're
Beast
heroes.
As well. To be honest.
Yeah, Beast does not like cancer, so
yeah,
he doesn't. So
explain what it is.
Yeah. So I was doing live coaching, and the enemy team had Keeper of the Light, Medusa, like Venomancer, right? It was like those 3 heroes. I forget the other ones, but those heroes have a lot of what Pine and I call cancer, because what happens when you enter the fight, you get Veno-Galed, Veno-Alted, Caught Will-O-Wisped, Dusa Rooted, and
you're just getting fucked.
You can't kite out, right? Is what that's kind of how I define like cancer.
I think it's like low committal poke. That is like very debilitating.
It's specifically like utility, not just poke.
Yeah,
slows or stuns.
But like even like Vessel would be like fucking cancer, right? Like if you get the Vessel put on you and you're tiny, because it cancels your blink.
Yeah, that's true. But if you don't, if there are no slows, then you can still cut it. Yeah, it's control.
Exactly,
no, it's definitely control. And so he asked if he should pick Tiny or Lifestealer in this game, and that game was like a perfect example of when to pick Lifestealer over Tiny, because Tiny hates to get cancer, but Lifestealer, like you like to pick him into cancer because he doesn't care. He just presses Q. He dispels all of it.
And the issue with Tiny is like a big part of Tiny's identity, we discussed this before, is like you combo and then you kite out and wait for next combo.
Yeah,
right?
so the
like,
cancer prevents him.
Yeah, exactly. If they put like Veno-Gale and stuff on you, then like you can't really play your hero. But this also relates to Beast, because I mean, first off, Beast is a blink hero. But another thing is that like, and this goes with a lot of like initiators, is that Beast actually hates, like people think that offlaners are like super tanky, and Beast is tanky with the Drums of Slom. He heals himself a lot. But Beast actually hates when they start on him first, because he's supposed to be the guy who, what Beast wants is he wants his melee guy, his Ember, his whatever, his Lifestealer to be running in and showing where all the enemy heroes are, and he gets to select his target. Yeah. Like Beast also, he thrives in the ISO. Like the best feeling on Beast is when like there's like a big team fight in the river, and then you pull up on like the support showing up late and just roar him and bounce him, and he just gets one tapped. That's the other thing that I love about Beast, that I've been using this diction, but it just reminds me, it feels like I'm playing CSGO, where I'm literally just one tapping these shitty ass supports. Like I just see some guy on a ward fucking raw, and he gets like 2 shot in half a second. It's like, get the hell out of here,
that's
bud.
Funny. No, the team fight execution is so straightforward on him too. That's why like you were comparing him to Magnus earlier.
And Magnus is like such savant.
Yeah, it's so hard. But on Beast, especially when you have BKB, literally just wait till the fight starts, select your target, and then just press BKB and like one tap them.
Yeah, you literally just one tap. I love that.
So much impact.
It's so visceral, man. But I mean, I think the main thing about Beast is that you're creeping while they're sleeping. And by creeping, I don't mean creeping. I mean farming the creeps, because that's all you got to do on Beast, guys.
Yeah,
is that you just farm the creeps. I really think that's his strength. Like he farms the fastest in Dota. You like, dude, I mean, I don't want to go on like the Beast tangent, but he's so versatile because you can stack with yourself with the boar too. I had a game where we had a jungle Veno, so I was solo, and all I did was stack the Ancients like 4 times, and then my Veno took it, piece of shit. So he ruined my game entirely.
Dude, all jungle Venos do is they farm like net worth, and then they feed it to the enemy team.
Here's the jungle Veno PSA, and this is what the jungle Venos don't realize, because all the jungle Veno players are support players, and I hate you. Sorry. But the issue with the jungle Veno players is that if you're going to farm 20k net worth and be the highest net worth hero on our team, you have to carry the game, right? Because I'm playing offlane Beast versus Monkey AA, and I'm just getting blasted, okay? And that's fine. Like, you're literally the highest net worth in the whole game. But, like, if you're the highest net worth in the whole game, then first off, you better carry, and you better think like a carry, because what these jungle Venos do is they farm 20k net worth, and then they die first like 4 fights in a row. And that's if you're like Giga farmed like Luna is just dying first 4 times in a row. Like,
exactly.
Bro,
you give the enemy so much net worth in XP.
I know.
Like,
he's literally ridiculous. The highest net worth in
even if it's like hero. Like people will like do these like 1-for-1s where they'll like go in and press their ult and not kite out and just like walk in and die.
It's just such like Veno behavior, which is fine, but it's like except you have all the net worth on our team, dude. You just can't be doing that. Like,
but another reason I love Beast so much is because he really feels like he can do it all in a pub. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
He roaches, like he pushes, he farms really fast, like you can carry, you kill people fast. Yeah, he does the objectives. Like you should check out Beast Fatty. Pine and I have both been enjoying him a lot.
Dude, it's
I
so
might start
fun.
playing him in ranked because the impact is so straightforward and it's really easy for your team to play
if
you're playing well on Beast. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's such a formula. Like you don't even need to have a good lane because you just make ancient.
No, you just jungle, dude. I think I lost every single lane I played Beast, and I just jungled. Not that I'm encouraging that, but like you need to be efficient in the jungle, right? You need to be like pulling camps together and like double axing stacks and stuff like that. And then the timings to play for on Beast, just to go into the Beast podcast. Ags is good, but Ags is honestly when I first consider like joining stuff. I'll join stuff with Roar, but like you're not running around. Usually
it feels better if people come to you. Yeah,
you want people to come to you and you roar like whoever defends the tower from you.
You can. I've had a few good defensive TPs with Roar though.
Exactly. You don't offensively TP with Roar. You defensively TP because like you just want to farm. The whole point about Beast being the bouncer is that if you split space with the enemy, you're gonna farm way faster than them. So it's the onus is on them to like attack your space. So you just defend it, right? Like Clock tries to ward my space, I bounce him. But the Ags timing is really big for farming, and people think that's the fighting timing. It's not. And then you get the blink, and wait a second, the blink is also for farming. Who would have thought? It lets you blink roar people.
I think the blink is also for bouncing. It's the
the blink timing. Is also for bouncing, but like it's not for like attacking the enemy under the high ground or anything. The actual timing for that is BKB, right? Because he, like we said, he's very susceptible to like getting started on and like getting a bunch of spells pressed on him, and it feels like shit. So you need the BKB because I feel that where like a lot of people know, like especially when you're carrying the game because you have so much net worth on Beast. When you blink Roar, everybody turns around and presses every button on you because they're like freaking out, and the Beast is going stupid, right? Like he's like, the drums are beaten, fucking he's just going stupid with the axes.
You're literally in the middle of the fight because you like blink in the middle of it to roar something like on the back line.
Yeah,
BKB helps you do that, or
it
enables you to do that.
So he just farms super fast. Blink BK or blink Ags, you just like farm double stacks. It's really, really good.
No, bouncing with the blink feels really good. It feels a lot better than bouncing without the blink because you can just connect your wards a lot faster.
The secret with before the blink, the Ags is that like you just like take such aggressive space that they feel forced to fight you. Because I had a situation like that where like there was a Tinker farming in the jungle and I bounced him. And what happened was the Sand King showed up to back him up, but I'm like a level 13 beast, and this is like a level 8 Sand King, and I just got a double kill because they just stood on the drums of Slum. And like I didn't intend to kill anyone there. I didn't intend to kill anyone. I intended to farm the medium camp, and there just happened to be a Tinker on it, and I bounced him. And like the kills just came to me.
That's what he likes with the Ags timing. You're right. Like I'm glad you quantified that, is when people like go to him and then you like turn and you kill them. But
because I'm there for the camps. Like I farm so fast, I don't need to kill anyone. I'm there for the camps.
Beast also in general doesn't like when multiple heroes gank him at the same time. In that case that happened to you, like they went in one by one, or you killed the Tinker and then the Sand King like went and tried to help.
Yeah.
Then you killed him too.
You need to burst him, right? Like you can't let him live with the drums.
But Beast is a very good. He's like a bag of money because he farms so fast. It's kind of like the jungle Venno, honestly.
No,
like,
it's really scary.
He's easy to kill if you get on top of him. Yeah, so I think that's what makes playing Beast hard, is you need a really good understanding of like the mini map.
That's actually true. That's a good way to quantify it, because I really think like that's the issue with Beast that makes it scary, is that it's a lot of responsibility being the Beast, because you're just like that guy on the map. Like you're like the most farmed hero. Half the time you're taking the first Aegis because you're like one shot in the Roche anyways. And you're
not mobile, right? So you get ganked so easily.
And like you dying is like super negative for the map, because like when Beast is alive, it genuinely like makes that entire half of the map dangerous. I also noticed this because I was watching my Beast replays, and like I wouldn't be showing, and the enemy team, this was like late in the game, but the enemy team's like 5 in their base, and I remember I showed on bot wave once, and they ran out and got both waves out to half on the other side of the map. Like it was instant where like I showed, and then like I was the only person who they felt threatened by, like in terms of like it not being a reactable jump. Like they can't do anything about it. So like as soon as I showed, they could like actually just play the game. So that's another thing with Beast, is that you don't really have to show. Something you can do is just throw your axes at the wave and put your boars on it a lot. And like that's the other strength about the drums of Slum. I think it just synergizes so well with his identity, is because like he's this jump bouncer guy who wants to defend his vision and not show with his blink dagger, right? And the Drums of Slom just makes him farm so fast that he doesn't feel the need to pick up creep waves because he's farming so fast in the jungle. Whereas if you didn't farm that fast in the jungle, you would feel forced to pick up creep waves, and then it will be much more difficult. Like, that's also an issue with Legion, is because Legion just doesn't jungle that fast. Legion actually just doesn't farm or is a good hero at all. That shit's just ass. But like in
Legion
that case,
is like worse Beastmaster too.
It's just way worse Beast. We played against the
worse Beastmaster.
Okay, here's also this kind of is a pivot from the Beastmaster, but it's just interesting because we played some ranked games and I was playing mid and it was honestly a big struggle. And then I played 3 offlane Beast games and I looked like Arteezy out there. Like, it was just
the games felt a lot better.
And we discussed this, but I think it's because when like the average offlaner is just so bad.
Yeah, you gap the average offlaner more than you gap the average midlaner in our MMR.
Exactly.
Hold on, thank you, Fatty, for the resub. Beastmaster MMR stocks.
They're on the rise.
Really appreciate that.
We're kind of giving out the Beast Alpha. I mean, this is
we really are. This is the Beast episode. I don't know. Do people like when we just go in on a hero like this?
Going on a hero, dude. But he's just, you need to play a game of Beast and you'll understand.
That's true. It's authentic too. This is like what we want to talk about.
Yeah, no,
but
it is so.
Yeah, fun. No. From my perspective too, playing with you on Beast felt easier than playing with you on mid, because a lot of the time
it just feels like another mid laner.
You'll open up the map. No, what it is you push hella lanes. That's what it is. And it like pushing a lot of lanes makes it, and the coaching alpha, pushing a lot of lanes makes it easier for your team to play the game.
Beast makes so much space, like, because he just, I mean, you can still push lanes on like Ember and stuff like that, but I feel like it's different. Like, I feel like that in its nature is like very, I don't know. I wouldn't say defensive because you can run to their map, but like it's not the same as Beast. Like when Beast is in some space, he's entrenched there, and you know that like if they're kicking him out, there's gonna be a fight, and I'm not giving it up without a fight. Whereas Ember, half the time, like 5 people show up, and I just get out of there, and like you might be in that space, and suddenly it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like the space isn't as secure. But with Beast, it's like he's got that shit locked down.
Also, like I said before, playing the team fights either with or as the Beastmaster is so straightforward. Like it could not get any more simple. Like just wait,
roar a guy,
pick a target who you can kill 100-0. It literally like doesn't matter who. I mean, it kind of does, but I feel like that's like
the AA,
making it too complicated.
Yeah, you can just roar the AA.
Yeah,
like,
just go BKB, kill somebody in the roar, and then you basically win the fight.
And it's also really simple because, or the other thing I like is like if you're playing Beast, you have to win the fight in like the roar, right? So you have to win the fight in the first 5 seconds. So if you roar and the guy lives, it makes it such an easy decision. Yo, get out. Like, and everyone just runs because it's like, oh shit, like that guy lived the roar and everyone just dips. Whereas like these other characters have so much nuance. But yeah, no,
we played such a dank duo when we were on Beast Ursa. Because if we don't win the fight in 5 seconds, like get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. We like roar and the guy lives. It's like, oh shit. Like,
but that did not happen. Now. We were crushing them.
Yeah, you can't live that.
But
yeah, no. The other thing that's really important on Beast, more Beast Alpha, is the Shiva's pre-blink.
Oh yeah.
But there's
playing
a lot
Beast
of
taught me the Shiva's pre-blink, honestly, like doing it religiously.
Because what you're supposed to do is you press Shivas and the aura is expanding, and then if you blink, it instantly gives you vision and slows that entire area and does damage, right? So that's the Shiva's pre-blink. But here's what's actually important about it is that it applies the AoE magic resistance or magic damage amp at the start of your combo, right? Whereas a lot of times I would notice that I would play Beast and I would like roar axe, press every button, and then I would press Shivas, but I already did all the magic damage.
Oh, is there that component to the active on Shivas? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because it builds out of Veil now. No, it builds out of Veil
now.
So
when you press the active, it does the spell amp.
If you hit them with the Shivas, So that's why it's so important.
Yeah, that's actually a big difference in damage.
Yes, it's like a 15 to 20% like damage increase.
Wow.
So that's why people aren't dying. But yeah, so you got to Shiva. And the other thing about Shiva's pre-blink that I love is that a lot of the times the issue with jump heroes in general, and this is why I like Shivas so much on these heroes, is that you just don't see the guy, right? Because you'll like see him briefly, but we've discussed this before that like seeing him briefly and actually seeing a guy on a ward makes the execution so much easier in terms of like killing somebody. Because if I'm like Mars and I'm trying to arena spear and I got a glimpse of like the Quap running into the trees, like I can just pull up and like arena the trees and like try to spear the guy, but it's like just so ham, right? Like I might just whiff. But if you like Shiva's pre-blink and then you blink into the trees, boom, there's the whole area.
Yeah,
raw, and you just roar the guy.
Beast is a good hero to teach that because you do need to see him for like
you need to see the guy to press your button
off. Yeah,
you
exactly.
Really need
or else
to see the guy.
Will cancel.
Yeah, you can't just throw a spear.
When I was first playing Beast, something that would happen a lot is like I would blink and I would like try to
hit
roar,
like 3 pump fakes. Yeah,
no, but then it would be canceled. You get like 3 pump fakes and then you get cancer and just die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the Shivas is so good because I saw a lot of that in Raleigh where they Shivas pre-blink and you just like literally like it'll be like a tinker. It'll be a tinker like marching in the trees. And just Shivas blink into the trees and just like roar the guy. And like he just like blinks anywhere in the trees.
Yeah, that's one thing where when I was learning Beast, like I definitely knew about the Shivas pre-blink before. But the gap between knowing something exists in Dota and knowing that it's good and doing it is so large.
Yeah,
like,
just to reiterate that.
It's a bit, or I don't think it's a big gap, actually. I think that it's easy to bridge the gap, but I think that it makes all the difference. And the problem with
gap is fully intentional as well. Like bridging the gap is fully intentional.
The problem with these YouTube comment grifters is they don't respect the gap at all.
Yeah, they don't at all. Because exactly, like we can just sit here and discuss how good Shiva's pre-blink is, but it's another thing to actually like burn that into your muscle memory. Because like, sure, you might even like know it's good, but like maybe your muscle memory is just to blink and press every button, then Shiva's, and like that's just ingrained in your like your hands, and like you got to work that out. And that's not something that you can just like think your way out of. Like you need to just like play it. You need to Shiva's pre-blink like 20 fights in a row. In order to like
something that also feels really Chad on Beast is if like your team gets a pick, and a lot of times when there's a pick, the enemy will be like sending in reinforcements, right? But then they see the pick happen, and then the reinforcements,
and then they run away. Yeah,
and then Shiva's pre-blink and then roar one of the reinforcements like on the tip of the range.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I love that. Also, just cutting off. I mean, Beast is a great hero for cutting off the reinforcements in general. This is a concept that we've discussed a lot. But basically what it is like some Sun Tzu Art of War, knowledge here. But basically it's like, okay, let's say that, because we said it's important for you to kill someone in your roar. So let's say like I can't kill a TB in my roar solo. And he's like meta'd and like hitting my guys. So if I can't kill him in the roar, naturally if you think of TB being on your team, when he presses meta, you're going to like run to that guy and back him up, right? So what you do on the Beast is you just like wait for the reinforcements to be like, trickling in from like their base and stuff, like their supply lines, basically. If we're talking like actual Sun Tzu Art of War, you just like cut off the supply lines. Boom, here comes the Lion. He's waiting to like help out his TB. Raw, get the hell out of here, bro. And then you just shit on him. Yeah. So that's a really important concept on Beast.
And on a lot of heroes, honestly.
And on a lot of heroes,
Ursa,
it's just easy to apply it on. It's easy to apply.
It's a good concept to think about because every game without fail, like the reinforcements be coming in.
Okay,
honestly,
here's another thing.
In Dota these days, like when anything happens on the map, every hero just like right clicks and walks there.
Yeah.
Or TPs. Wait, save what you're gonna say because I'm gonna take a little break.
Okay,
keep chat entertained.
Hello, chat. How's it going in here? We got 3 viewers. No, we got Fatty in here. Oh no, we're just talking about Beast the whole time. Beast is really fun though. That like we've been playing a lot of Beast. He's just so he feels so like I don't know. He feels so EU, right? Like I feel like I'm like some like Russian Giga Smurf, like when I'm just playing Beast. The other thing I like about Beast is that nobody pressures you. Like he farms so fast, and nobody pressures you to like do things. Whereas like for example, like on hero like Magnus, dude, like everyone just like tries to tell you what to do when you're like farming and stuff because they think you need to like use RP or something. But I'll literally like not use roar on Beast for like 5 minutes and like nobody says anything and it doesn't matter because I'm farming like 1,000 net worth a minute. But yeah, no, it's super fun. It's good on mid too. Fatty, you're a mid player, right? I remember you play like Ember and stuff, right? You play like Meepo. Blink or Ags first after Diffusal. Dude, I honestly don't know. I haven't played a lot of except for the part where like you're pulling up with like the Blink Ags BKB at like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
They're not
like
gonna have Link.
And the other offlaner has like Soul Ring and a Yules. Like, dude's piss. Like, and then you just pull up with like the most disgusting inventory ever and just blast people. Like, and so like, I mean, because the thing is, when I play heroes, like when I play Ember, for example, I like to buy a Linken's. Like, I think Linken's feels really good to have in my inventory in one of my 6 slots.
It doesn't come out till super late.
But, like, it doesn't feel good when my build is, like, Mage Slayer Linken's. I'll tell you that much. That feels terrible, right? Like,
yeah, and to be fair, on Beast, whenever I'm complaining about Linken's or Lotus, like, we're usually winning the game. We usually have one. We usually have one racks down, and it's like it's a champagne problem, right?
And it's like 45 minutes, and they just got their first Linken's, and you're like, oh, Linken's. Oh no!
And honestly, a lot of the time your team can pop the Linken's, and if you communicate
we had a
like
great game.
they will pop it.
Dude, that's something that's like really significant with this Atos shit. That honestly synergizes super well with Beast. Is that Atos is such a long range Linken's pop. We had a really nice fight where this is like the first fight the Quap has the Linken's, and then my Hoodwink just Atoses the Lincolns or he Glepnir's the Lincolns, and I just blink roar the guy, and the guy just dies. And it's like, well, you just spent 5k net worth to die, right? Like it's completely useless.
What's up, M. Mallon? Thank you for the Prime sub.
Primer.
Really appreciate that, man. Good
I also like that because I feel like if you're Beast, you're kind of making the boys pay like the Lincoln's tax. You know what I mean? Like pay up. If you want to live, pay up, and then like they pay their 5k gold, and then I roar their support instead. So it's just like you pay up, but like I'm still gonna kill somebody in the roar. I'm still bouncing. That's just like the VIP ticket, so you can get in the club. But like your boy is still not getting in, dog. Bad news on your clock.
Something else that I think we should talk about more is like the fact that you playing offlane makes our ranked duos easier because you gap the offlaners much harder than you gap the mid laners. In general, we've talked about this off stream, but offlaners are just way worse than like mids or carries in Dota in general.
Offlaners,
I think
it's just funny.
It's just so normalized for them to be useless, in my opinion.
Every offlaner
when your offlaner
so
actually
useless,
does something in the game, it's like, holy shit, like this guy's owning.
No, that's
when
what
in reality he's just having like average impact of like one of your other cores.
Dude, it also cracks me up because when I play mid, it'll literally be like the sweatiest experience ever. Like other mid is sweating his ass off. Like I'm getting by. Like I'm calling for rotations. It's a big brawl on the runes, and you get no glaze, bro. Nobody gives a shit about you, right? Yeah. And then the offlaner, it's like I don't die, and then I TP to a mid fight and press roar, and some guy gets in the mic like, "Holy shit, dude! Holy." This offlaner. It's like literally, I remember I was playing Magnus and like I'm just farming AFK as fuck, and then there's like 5 enemies under my tier 1 mid, and I TP and just like skewer RP 4 people, and some guy's like, wow, well played, Magnus. It's like, dude, I just looked at my mini map, dog. Meanwhile, on mid, it's like I'll get an ultra kill 5 minutes in, and then we'll lose. And like
laning as well, dude. I feel like it's normalized for offlaners to just feed and lane. But to be fair, it's harder to lane in the offlane than the safe lane because.
But honestly, the mid helps so much because like I feel like I actually last hit so much better than some of the carries, to be honest. In that Monkey King game where I was 1v2, I had like double his denies, which is like kind of disturbing.
Yeah, no, I think that for whatever reason, offlaners or so mids value the importance of CS in general. Carries also do. I think offlaners don't care about like last hitting the creeps as much as they should.
They like hitting the enemy carry, and that's what they like to do.
Exactly. They like killing the enemy carry, which is also
attacking
good.
The carry.
But you do that by last hitting the creeps.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, or I actually do. I think it's because offlane these days is a lot of the times like the second carry. Like you're just carry number 2, but people don't view it that way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they don't view it that
way. We have to have an offlane revolution for all the offlaner players watching. You guys are the second carry. That's also something that's so nice about Beast because Beast was also picked a lot in Raleigh on mid as a flex, and it looked really good on mid. But I think the issue with Beast on mid is that like people want you to do things right and expect you to run around and get the runes and like attack enemies. And like as Beast, you don't really want to do that shit, to be honest. What you want to do. And like this is nice because honestly, I've been feeling this really well on offlane, where like people don't really people are so. This is also why I like playing offlane, is that everyone's used to having the most worthless bastard offlaner ever. That you can literally sit there and jungle 12 minutes and no one says a single word to you. I hit one camp on mid. No, I hit one camp on mid and
my mid AFK.
No, 3 milliseconds into the camp, I slight the camp once, and the support gets in the mic and starts just giving me AIDS, dude. He's like, really AFK mid, just jungle all game. It's like the first camp I've hit. Meanwhile, Beast, it's like I'm farming up a 13 stack in the triangle. Yeah. Like, and nobody says anything.
Funny.
In fact, the supports are like, let me get in.
Yeah, we talk about how a lot of people blame carries for like the outcome of games. I feel like people blame mids for the outcome of the early game. Like all
so
times.
Hard. Yeah,
people love to talk about their mid, like especially when they get ganked or something. Where is my mid? Like
I know, and like meanwhile, I'm like Tinker. It's like I'm mid, bro. I'm mid.
Or you like have no mana or something.
I'm
in
the triangle, dog.
But that's a good point. On Beast, you can just fucking go jerk off in the jungle and nobody cares.
And nobody cares. It's so chill.
Just go sit there and hit all the camps.
I think that's what made it so fun. Is like I'm playing my single player game and nobody like is bothering me like on my team. Because yeah, exactly. Like when I play mid, like everybody is just on your nuts, like expecting you to do so much. But yeah, on Beast, on offlane, it just feels like all you have to do is not be a disgusting feeder, and you just win. Another thing that's really nice about Beast is that he farms stacks. And we were discussing this when we were in a 5-stack with some of our buddies. But when your team farms like a triple ancient stack or something, like it really just gives like that just like increases the team morale when everyone's standing around and like your supports are sapping your XP on the stack or on the stack, and you're throwing the axes. Like, yeah, exactly. And the vibes are great. People are like the supports putting the Polywog charm on you. I'm popping a mana drought. It's like, oh hell yeah, boys! Like, take a sip. Let's throw some fucking axes and farm this stack. Like, that shit is just such a morale boost. Yeah, it's also been really interesting playing Beast. Just it never ends.
Yeah, this is literally the Beast episode. Let us know in the chat if you don't want us to talk about Beast, but I think people are chilling.
The other thing I really like about him is that compared to my other heroes, I'm talking Ember and Pango, I just didn't realize how fast other heroes in Dota farm. Because I will farm pretty fast. If I'm having a monster game on Ember, I can get to like 12k net worth in 20, right? But like Beast, you just be hitting that casually after like the worst lane ever.
Yeah, it's interesting because I play a lot of Flash farmers, and I was not like taken aback by his farm speed. But for you, it's like a whole different world. You're like, wow,
I'm astonished.
It's probably a lot of dopamine for you if you don't play Flash farmers.
Yes,
too. You're just like ripping through the jungle, like cha-ching, 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 next camp, cha-ching, cha-ching.
It makes it so simple because all I have to do, all I have to do, all I'm doing is I'm just walking from camp to camp, one-shotting them, and I'm just like looking at the minimap, thinking if I want to do anything. But like, there's like, I don't have to like really, I just walk to the closest camp and then kill it and then walk to the closest camp. Yeah. And like my net worth is top of the game. Like I don't know.
Axes adds to the farming speed too. Cause you're walking over to a camp, you axe it from far. It comes to you. You like, it's like one drum beat. The camp's dead. Like literally
there's 2 seconds. It's also fucking sick because like you can do the shit where you axe the camp and then you run into the other camp. The axes come back and hit the camp. So you get started with the doubles.
Yeah. No, the double axe feels nice. Axes feel so good to use as a spell.
Supports are way better. Pros are way better at farming the stacks on Beast. Whenever I farm the stacks on Beast, I'm like dying. Whereas when I watch them,
same. I'm pretty sure the alphas you just axe it. Basically,
you just don't auto attack.
But I think you can. I think you can auto attack because you're gonna axe and they're gonna kite. Or you're kiting them, so they like come in a single file line. I think you can hit at the end of the single file line, right? Or do they farm the hard and the ancient stack at the same time?
They farm the hard. No, exactly. They farm the hard and the ancient stack at the same time.
I haven't been doing
that.
That's
why.
Damn.
No, they farm both at the same time.
So they axe both. So that you like drag the hard camp out, axe both.
Yeah, and I think you play you could play closer to either side, but I think it makes more sense to play near the hard camp because it does less damage.
Yeah, exactly. So you auto the hard camp out, axe the ancients.
Yeah.
And then you make sure that you're hitting both camps with the axes.
Yeah, because I remember I tried to do that in the game, and I started taking a lot of damage. I was like, I'm just going to farm the fucking hard camp, dude. Like, this is just way too much damage.
The crash out.
Yeah, I'm getting shit on by this camp.
Yeah. Honestly, farming the stacks kind of takes a while.
That's
wait for your axe cooldown.
That's a great question, Double
Samson. You're very vulnerable.
I didn't think about this, but
same. I just learned that he had that innate.
I was watching a speed video.
He doesn't take creep damage.
I think that's what makes
kind of insane.
That's also why it's really easy to hold lane equilibrium on him because you can just like tank the melees, and like bring them back and it's chill. And the other thing is that's why he jungles so fucking well is because you're farming the quadruple hard camp stack and you have 100% damage block. I wouldn't say like you care less about the enemies having creep advantage. Like, yeah, you're going to take less damage, but the creep advantage is still indicative of like them having higher XP and stuff like that, right? And like having like like it also it's still difficult for like your support to fight in the wave. So I wouldn't say
by creep advantage he means just like more creeps in the lane. Like
I know, but I'm double waved. My point is like I'm not fighting in the double wave because I have that's not happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like because the wave is still indicative of them like having more XP and being up. So I still respect it. I just think like what it is, it's good though. Don't get me wrong. And you can like bounce them off the wave if the wave is equal. Plus you clear the wave so fast with axes. I wouldn't say you like intentionally fight into a lot of creeps, but
I honestly think with that innate, it's more of like Valve like bandaging a problem. Like if he didn't have that innate, I feel like he would just feed in a lot of lanes. Like he'd be a very weak laner. But
yeah, it also lets him farm the jungle really easily because of the damage block. So it just builds into like what he's doing, which is nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Really I didn't even know he had that innate till a few days ago. Good. Like it took me a few days of like playing Beast.
You don't take damage from the creep wave, pretty much. You don't really take damage from the creep wave.
Yeah, that's where it's the most impactful.
Yeah,
it's really some heroes have innates. I just don't know what they do. Like that one, for
dude.
Example,
some other alpha for any aspiring Beast players is just spawn the boars, and if the enemies have, well, first off, your boars don't take creep aggro. So instead of last hitting with the boar, just keep it on the other guy. And then you last hit. Yeah. And the reason why this alpha is important is because I actually didn't know this, which is kind of embarrassing because I think I usually know most Dota mechanics. But the Beast the boar applies attack speed and movement speed slow. I didn't know
you
it
didn't know
applied
that?
attack.
That's so embarrassing, bro. Holy
Oh
shit.
my
Just
god.
get off the podcast.
Wait, but like I actually didn't know
That's
that
so
fucking the boar
embarrassing.
slows your attack speed is crazy, no? Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's insane. So like if you just put the boar on the other guy in the
And then
lane,
deny.
like this, and then you just like last hit and deny, like the other guy has like this dog shit ass like minus 12 attack speed level 1 or something. Like it feels like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just that's part of it, or either that, or the other thing I like to do is spawn all the boars and just put it on the enemy range support. They hate that. That shit is so good. Like you just spawn a bunch of boars. And
that's
then
a good timing to kill the enemy range support. To be honest, they'll be really slowed.
That and also like you don't have to have the boar be in lane with you. You can just like spawn the boar and then you send it to the small camp and like just hit and put it on the enemy support, and they're just getting shit on.
I saw it helps your position 4.
That's good against
this episode could just be a Beastmaster guide. Maybe
we should just
maybe I'll like put that in the title or something. I mean, that's what this is. We have literally talked about Beastmaster for the last like 40 minutes, and we talk about everything from like how to play the lane to like how to play like his identity and the like everything, dude.
Dude, he's
maybe I'll put that in the title, a Beast Guide. Yeah. This is probably the best Beast Guide on YouTube.
All right, give us another hero, guys. Give us another hero. Let's hear it.
Maybe we should start the Q&A now.
You think so?
Yeah, we've been going for like an hour. Do you have anything else that you really want to?
I actually did have. I had some more things to talk about. Beast, which is because I was telling you the story about how I got the refresher roar on the TB, and that was the first time I killed him, and that was something I was thinking about as well. We already discussed, or this just goes to show why refresher roar feels so good. But we already discussed that it feels way better when you get to wait and use your roar and select your target. So you want to use it later in the fight, right? The other thing about roar is that you want to make sure you kill somebody, and
before you continue, I just wanted to say that if nobody dies in your roar, that feels bad on Beast, and if you're the one initiating, everyone's going to try to save that guy. But if there's already chaos in the fight and then you roar somebody, like no one's saving him. Yeah, you can
like the most visceral like times when you're playing Beast is when like a fight breaks out and then off screen everyone just hears raw and they look over and it's like a support getting completely one tapped. It's like, oh sick. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh shit. Like and also it's like then suddenly the team realizes like, oh, we're in danger, like scatter to the winds because like this guy just one shot our like lion. Like we got to get out of here. But what I was gonna say is that so it feels a lot better when you get to wait and like select your target on Beast. And so the reason why refresher roar feels so good is that by the time you pop the refresher in the fight, usually it's really late in the fight and everyone's used all their defensive spells and cooldowns and everyone's like half HP. So like that's what happened in our fight is like my hoodwink got dueled and then my first roar, I'm just roaring this Legion and one-shotting him. I'm bouncing him. And then what happens is like the TB sees me roar his Legion and he runs up and starts like hitting me and he's getting hit by like my life stealer and he's like half HP. And then I just turn around, refresher, roar his ass at half HP and he just gets one tapped. And it's like, but if I did that at full HP, the guy would just live in like Sunderland.
Yeah, it's just so much power, raw power.
Yeah.
With the refresher, it's just crazy.
And the other thing about Beast and this is just like kind of a concept that we've discussed before. Okay, so here's the concept. It's like this is more Sun Tzu Art of War, logic here. But it's that when you're strong, you need to appear weak, and when you're weak, you need to appear strong. And so the reason for that is like, for example, on Beast, the way I was applying this is when you have your ags, you're not really running around trying to attack enemies. And also, if you're doing that, let's say I'm running around as a Beast, like just running at anything I see on the map, I appear strong, right? Like they can tell that I'm trying to kill them, right? So how do I actually get kills on Beast? I appear weak. I don't show on waves. I'm like axing jungle camps. And then casually they start to feel safe and they move into my space. And then I walk up and I roar them, right? So I think that's a really important skill on Beast that you have to abuse is playing or like looking very unassuming on the map, like looking weak. Right.
It goes both ways too, because when you have the ags, you're actually like unintuitively weak, but you're appearing strong, like farming their whole jungle, showing on waves, and then later is when you want to appear weaker. That's pretty good.
Can we see you guys play a game together? We actually tried
streaming.
We had a stream incident, dude. That's something. I mean, I think
it's just hard. Maybe we can talk about that and then start the Q&A.
Sure. Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for Dota streamers because playing on stream is really hard.
Difficult.
And I hear like I was watching an Arteezy stream a few days ago, and he was like, somebody's like trying to stir up beef in chat. Like, what do you think about Gork? I hate when people do that. And then Arteezy's like, dude, I have nothing but play on Smurfs.
I don't have a Smurf.
Based ult. Yeah, what do you mean? You have like 4, bro.
They're all like.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What
I
do
have
you
like
mean you
4?
don't have a Smurf, bro? Trying to
have
be
a Smurf.
above that.
I don't have a Smurf, guys.
If Valve's watching this, we're joking.
Yeah, I don't
But
have a Smurf.
Arteezy was like, guys, I have nothing but love for, anyone who streams Dota like daily. And Gork has been streaming every day for years. Yeah, but even I don't think he meant it in that way. I think he just meant that like it's hard. No, it's just hard.
It is hard,
like,
dude.
to
It's
do
so
it.
hard.
I don't know. Like, because Dota's so like cutthroat. I don't want to say like more competitive than other games, but it's just like so punishing and it's like really emotional. And playing it on stream, like,
I think that also like in particular Dota, at least for me, requires like 100% brain capacity, and I need to be thinking about the game. And just for me, I like to be an entertainer. I like to like make my friends laugh, etc. I like to tell stories. So just being conscious of having an audience makes me want to be entertaining. And like if my headspace is what my audience thinks, like, oh, like are that it's not as literal as like are they like enjoying the stream, but just being conscious of the fact that there's an observer removes my focus from playing Dota. And to be honest, like I'm just not someone as a player, and some people don't care, right? Like we had a nice there was a comment talking. This comment is like really interesting, to put it lightly, but the comment basically just said like, this is when you were talking, this is one of your recent videos, and he's like, and no one's having fun when the game is this like formulaic garbage. The only people having fun these days are the noobs.
Comment. That was really
which
weird.
is just like the worst comment ever, to be honest. Oh, we're not having fun, huh? I'm not having any fun. Thanks for
then
speaking.
Why are you watching? Yeah, why are you watching my video, bro? If you're not having fun playing
I didn't realize you knew me like that.
Go watch a Jenkins Herald review if that's how you want to enjoy the game. Why are you on my like very educational, like super try hard like video? Like this is not the niche for you.
It doesn't make any sense,
dude. Arteezy put
the left the target audience.
Arteezy put the stream idea we're talking about really well. He said that the chat amplifies whatever you're feeling, and I've like really related to that.
Wow,
like,
that's very true.
If you're sad, and then everyone in chat is like depressed or like sad, like omega lol, like you just feel sadder, or like if you're feeling insecure about your play, it's like it just amplifies it.
Yeah.
It's just hard, and Dota's already so emotional.
So it's really difficult to play on stream. I really can't.
Yeah, but there's demand for it.
It's a skill.
Multiple people have asked us to like stream.
I know. It's something I want to get better at, to be honest. It's so much easier for me to stream other games too. Like I can stream other games just fine, but when it comes to streaming Dota, I think it's just because I take Dota very seriously. So that gets amplified a lot. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, I would love to play on stream. It's just really difficult. Like, I mean, to be fair, I played Tinker and just like ran it down, and it was very traumatic.
I'm pretty sure I lost like 2,000 MMR that game. I played so bad.
Yeah, that was the worst game ever. But yeah, no, playing on stream is really tough. So I have a lot of respect for people who play on stream. Like when these streamers say it, it sounds like cope. Like, oh, like I would be so much higher MMR if I wasn't streaming. Like when you watch like Gork or like Qojva, but like it's pretty true.
No, it's real. Yeah. Well, it also depends how they respond to it. Because I bet if you've been streaming for like a year, you're probably better at it. Yeah, y'all should stream more.
Oh,
that's not what we want to hear.
That's okay. No, but also I like it because they also do a great job streaming, right? Like Gork and Qojva and stuff. Like they talk to chat pretty much the whole game. I mean, like Qojva will be like talking to chat like during the lane, which is just like so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean Qojva is honestly really talented.
He's insane.
Qojva is probably one of the most talented Dota players, period. I think, like to ever have touched the game.
Yeah, he is really
might be a really hot take, but I think him maintaining is he top 100?
He goes in and out. I think he's top 100. Or
dude,
like,
nah.
No, but here's
being that high rank and asking chat if they like eggs or bacon mid game is like really, really notable.
It's like pretty insane. No, and really also the thing is like what will happen is first off, this guy plays like a new hero every game, right?
Yeah,
and exactly. Then someone in chat, what happens? This is like the monthly cycle for Qojva is that like he'll be playing like a bunch of random shit. He'll be like on Mars mid in like the top 100 EU pub. It looks like complete shit. Right? Or like he's on like Magnus or something. And then some guy, what did I just do? My stream.
While you do that, just to clarify,
we're good.
By talented, I don't think he's the best player. I think he has one of the most natural talent for Dota out of like anyone that I've seen based on his ability to stream and be very good and play new hero every game.
Yeah, no, he understands.
And he
the game
used to be
well.
a pro.
And then literally what happens is that some guy in chat will be like, you could get top 100 if you tried or something. And then he will literally be like, that's it. Like 1 month to top 100 or I quit and play League. And that'll be his stream title for a month. And then he'll just get top 100 and he'll like spam like his best heroes. He'll just play like Storm every game.
Yeah, that's the thing when he wants it, dude. I mean, yeah, Qojva is really good.
No, he's insane.
Also, Pine and I I was playing with the idea of us like casting. Would you guys want to see that if we like streamed like pro
Yeah,
games
there's
and like
Walapia
kind of
going on
casted
right
it or
now.
something, or like I don't know, maybe we like stream watching our replays or something. But
Yeah,
would you
that would
guys be
be.
interested in streaming but not like gameplay?
Yeah, because we could cast as well. I
Malin
think that would
says
be a good
def.
def. Yeah, we
Fatty
want to
says
do.
yes.
I mean, the issue with
See
Wallachia
you
right
at
now is
3 month.
that
Yeah.
Wallachia is in like absolute like ghoul hours for NA. Like it's like what it starts at
Oh,
like
we could get some nice morning streams in. But yeah, it starts at like
it
12.
starts at midnight or
12 a.m.
something.
Herald
Herald
review.
review.
Double
We did
Samson
one.
wants to see a Herald review.
We
Yeah,
did a Herald
I have a
review
YouTube
once.
video of us doing it. Or it was a guess the rank. But it
That
was
one was
basically
pretty
a
fun,
Herald
to be
review.
honest. That shit was
Dude,
really fun.
I thought that video was gonna get more views, but that just goes to show like it's just not my niche on YouTube. But I thought that video was really funny. I
That
have
video
one on
was
my
really
YouTube if
funny
you
with
wanna
it
see
with
it.
the. I'm trying to remember. There was a lot of
It
highlights.
was like
in
a
that video.
Guardian Oracle 4. It was Oracle 4.
Oh yeah. No, there was the Pudge as well, like who plopped the. I remember he put the ward on the low ground next to the cliff.
Yes.
That got
That was
me.
the intro clip for the video.
That
You
one
and I were
got me.
just like dying.
Yeah, that was good.
We also like used to cast Jimmy's like legend pubs. That was really fun.
Oh, that was also so fun. We have a buddy who he doesn't really play much anymore, but we had a video or two where we were casting his legend pub, and he was the hero on Darkseer. And that was like great content.
That's what made it good. Is he was like the hero of it because
exactly. We were all rooting for him to win.
Advice and stuff.
He's like getting like spam pinged by his team when he doesn't TP back, which is like, and it was like the right decision. Like,
yeah,
it's really fun to observe that from the outside.
All right, I think this is a good place to call the YouTube session. We're already kind of getting into like Q&A. If you're on YouTube, thanks a lot for tuning in. We're live on Twitch. Yeah, go play some Beast. It's really fun. Go be
creeping while they're sleeping.
And if you really learn it, like you can gain a lot of MMR on it. It's just such straightforward power. I mean, I don't need to reiterate.
Go watch a replay from Raleigh is what I have to say on that. You should go watch a replay. Do your due diligence and watch a replay.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we're live every Sunday at 10 a.m. On Twitch recording this live. So hope to see you there. Yeah, I mean it's Friday right now, but it's just because we had a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope to see you in the chat. It's fun to live stream this if you want to pop by. Say hello for all the YouTubers and for all the Twitchers here. We're gonna be doing a little Q&A for a bit and just hang out with chat.
Yeah,
if you have any questions, fire away. Otherwise, we might just keep talking. But